Hello everyone, Gear10 here. Welcome back to the third installment. This installment is going to be setting up the doors. I've already got a little area set out here, very ugly, very hideous, but I'm trying to explain every single way you can possibly install everything. We're going to go in order of easiest to most difficult. The easiest does require the most stuff you need to install and stuff, but it saves you quite a bit of time. So the first thing we're going to do is set up the tablet. There is a system called accelerated door setup, and all that means is that rather than go back to the screen to put in all your commands and put all your inputs, you use the tablet instead, and you can carry it around with you. It sends all of its inputs to the door, which processes it and all that kind of jazz. This is a godsend when it comes to the big systems. Like on my server, I have probably over 5 door systems, which 4 of them have over 10 doors on them. It helps so much with setting them up very quickly. So first things first, yes, install the diagnostic tablet. Quickly, you also need the analyzer. Please put the analyzer in for the debug tablet. For the diagnostic tablet, please include an analyzer inside here. You absolutely need it to function. There is a bug with it where you can't actually set up with accelerated door setup without the analyzer, but the analyzer makes it way easier, so you should have it anyway, because you need it. If you need it to actually get the UIDs, you may as well have it installed in the tablet. Thank you. I'm sorry for the quick thing, but yeah, let's get back to the setup. This is all of the stuff I got set up at the moment for my tablet. It's got the hard disk tier 2, Lua BIOS, accelerated processing unit tier 3, so I can have a upgrade slot here. This isn't necessary. I did it so I can do put something else in quickly in the future. And I got a keyboard, all using the tablet case tier 2. So if I assemble this, and currently nothing's installed. If you have a charger connected to a computer, it actually gives you access to the drive, which is right here. So I need to install. I want to install OpenOS onto that drive, which is number 2. There we go. Now it's installing it. Now we just wait. Here we are, just finished. We'll boot to the same thing, so now this tablet should be working. So, everything works now. You can see there's nothing on here. So now we gotta install the diagnostic program, which you can find in my Open Computer Security System GitHub in the security folder. There's diagnostic.lua, press raw, copy the raw URL, and enter this command wget-f, middle click to copy diag.lua. This command will also be available in the description below. It requires an internet card to run, because I was stupid. Thankfully, that's why I did this. You can either have an internet card inside the tablet itself, or you can install it on your computer. You can put it into the charger, install it using the computer to that drive, and you don't have to have the internet card on your computer. I'm just going to do it quickly like this, since that'll be simpler. There we go. Now, I don't want to bother with that, so I'm just going to reboot. Diag. For the first time setup, it's going to ask you about the crypt key stuff. I do have the default crypt key, but I'm just going to enter 2 for no, so I can show you kind of how it works if you want to input it manually. You can see it asks you for all 5 parameters. I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 since I'm still default, but that should work. What port is the server running off of? Because currently the port's hidden, which is why it's asking me for the port. if that was shown, it would have set it automatically. So my port is 1000. It's the default, I believe. Yep. I'm going to have it shown to show you what happens next time. There we go. That gives me the 4 options I can choose, but since there's nothing here, none of that matters at the moment. So first off, we're going to do the module, the door creation module. And with this, you need to get back into the database. So I'm going to use your account credentials and sign in. And then you can see I only have the security module at the moment, but if I click manage modules, there's the door setup module. This module requires the security module, as it is, the hashtag means it requires something. So if I was to just drag the door setup module, it drags the security module along with it. If I try to move this module back, it brings both of them with it. So just a way to keep you from forgetting to install something. So that should be good. Download both modules. Make sure you download both of them again, because if you say forgot another module they already had installed, it will delete it from your system. There we go. Restart the server. 1 module loaded, but I installed 2 modules. That's because the door editing module is only database side. No files were actually installed on the server. All files were saved on the database only. So if I run boot, enter my credentials, and load it up, I have the security module still, just like normal, and I have the door setup module too. For the purposes of just kind of testing it, I need to write another card. See, you know, I got my admin card right here, but I actually don't have any other cards. So if I grab card, you can see there's a magnetic stripe card and then the RFID card. What I did was do the magnetic strip card, so let's quickly wipe that. Oh, I see why that's not updating. Here we go. There's that. RFID card. Write that too. Now we have an RFID card and a strip card. There we go. And now, oh, one sec. This is important for testing. I'm going to put that there too. I forgot about that. We're testing all the readers. So, door setup. The way this works is you create as many doors as you can. Like, for instance, we are going to start on the simplest one, these 2 lights. So we have 2 different doors, technically. So we'll just do click new door twice. Now we have 2 new doors. This one I'm going to do front light. This one I'm going to call back light. The purpose of this is to set up as many things as you know what you want it to be before actually going to the door. So here we have the door type. There's roll door slash roll door, bundled redstone, and redstone. So for the front, we'll do front light first. Front light is directly connected to the front of the case, so that is going to be regular redstone. And then we have the type that we want. The front light is going to be delay of 5. So that's going to wait 5 seconds before turning back off. Backlight. This one runs off of bundled redstone, which is connected to a green wire, a lime green wire actually. So I'm just going to set bundled redstone. Nothing else is asked yet. That's all asked when you install it. And we're going to also add, this one's going to be toggleable, so you can no longer enter a number. Alright, we're going to go back to front light to set up the passes. For simplicity, this one I'm going to only do one pass. I'm just going to do is cool because that is, over here you can see is cool is toggleable only. Speaking of which, I'm going to make that. And it saves your progress on door setup if you go back to it, so you don't lose anything if you switch. It's good for, oh shoot, I forgot a pass. And so you add it here and it shows back up here. So, is cool. It doesn't need any of that. It's going to be a supreme pass. We're going to add that. So that now requires is cool. If we go back here to backlight, this one I'm actually not going to change anything here yet, because if you leave something unidentified like that, it asks you on the door. So if you don't know something yet, you can leave it as unidentified and you can set it up later. I'm going to do the same thing with the passes. So that's all I think I need. So I'm going to go to setting up the drive. For this, you need to have an extra space. So you can see in here I have an extra space for a drive. I'm going to go over here to this guy, turn off the computer, and steal the drive. The first three numbers are 50A. Run back over here, put it inside, and now when you go to export door, you can choose which drive you want. This is Open Computers, so it's going to look a little bit different for MineOS. So I simply go Mount 50A Home, and this is where I'm going to save all the files. And then once you press finish, and just like that, it's all finished. This definitely didn't take me 30 minutes of debugging and adding updates. So now, if we were to grab this thing right here, bring it back to our door, start it up, and ls, you can see we have a finish.lua program as well as finish settings.txt. All of that quickly set up here and brought over to here. And now we can just run finish. And you can see, would you like to use an external device for accelerated setup? It makes it easier to set up doors without having to move from the door to the PC constantly. It requires a diagnostic tablet, which I have right here. So first, you have to press 1, and you can say startup accelerated door setup. So I'm already on the program. I can just press 2. It's linked. You can see it's downloading files. And now the prompts are on the tablet. Would you like to use the simple or new advanced one? We're going to go simple for the moment since we're not getting into anything too advanced. So 1. Door number 1 of 2 is being edited. Front light. Magnetic card reader. Enter the UUID of the device in text. When finished, don't type anything and just press enter. Scan the devices with your tablet. Click on the screen when finished to stop. So all this means is that, you see, I want to scan this one. So I just look at it. Don't sneak. Just look at it and hold right click for about a second. You'll hear the beep. That means it scanned it successfully. I'm only doing that device so I can just click. There you go. No need for red color because this is regular redstone. What side? We're doing front, so do 3. And everything else has been set up from how long you need to wait as well as the passes, so it just skips through all the rest. Door number 2 out of 2. Magnetic card reader, we're doing this one. Hold for a second. Click. What color? In order to do this, you need to use the color API, which I will provide a screenshot on the screen right at the moment, as well as the URL in the description. But there's also another thing. If you're in creative mode, if you look up insulated, you can see how they're kind of in order. This is actually the order in the color API. So if I go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lime is going to be 5. So put in 5. What side? This is back. It's coming out of the back of the system. Should the door be toggleable or not? 0 for auto close and 1 for toggleable. This one is. I set it as undefined inside the database, which is why it's showing up right here. Now it's asking for the passes. I'm using simple pass setup, which means it only asks you for one pass and it always sets it to a supreme pass. So it's asking which one should be read. I'm just going to do is cold for simplicity. There we go. No need to set access level, and then all done. Do you want to start the computer now? Yes. And just like that, the door's set up. That's on delay, so I swipe it. It should wait for 5 seconds, and then turn off. The back one is on a toggle, so I click it, and it toggles on and off. All done. All set up. Perfect. Now for this one, we're going to get into a little bit more advanced, or at least a less simple setup. This one is going to be using the auto installer. In order to do this, you need to get the raw. You have to go to my GitHub for Open Security, security folder, and then click on the auto installer.lua. That's one way, but the way that's very quick is you can use the pastebin run command, which will also be in the URL, will be downloaded in blah blah, which will also be in the description. So this pastebin run command will automatically install the auto installer into the temp folder, so it's nothing saved on your system. What port is the server running off of? See, I have it hidden at the moment, so if I press reveal port, and let's run this again. And this time it doesn't ask for the port, because it's been shown, it will automatically select that port. Alright, we're going to use auto installer again. Accelerated door setup, I mean. So, accelerated door setup, linked, and this is a little bit different from the finished file because I've done some updates to this that I haven't actually ported over there. Nothing should be broken though, hopefully. This one is going to be false for multi-door. Oh, that's why it's different. Yeah, this is a multi-door because it has more than one door. I'm going to have this separate one and this one. So for this, do you want to use simple pass setup or new advanced one? This one I will also use simple because I want to show you more advanced on the database. Alright, how many different doors? There's 2. Default crypt key? Yes. Door number 1 is being edited. Magnetic card reader. We're going to start with the rule door first. This is the RFID reader, which detects the radius of the security pass. One thing that's important to note is that these guys take a tick to scan. So every single RFID reader adds an extra tick, which means the more you add, the less responsive it will be. It's not going to be too much, but you will notice it if you go for like 50. So don't use 50. I only got one here, so it should be at its most responsive. It will scan it once, wait a second, scan again. So first, let's scan it. There we go. What do you want to nickname the door? Rule door. Let's go. Rule door. Door type. It's a door or rule door controller. This one also asks me to scan with the tablet. You do the same thing and use this. This is the rule door controller, and then these are rule door blocks. You place that one down, you click the side you want to go to, and then you place how long you want it to be. It should go down to the level of the bottom one, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. But scanning is the same. Hold on the rule door controller. You don't have to do any of the other blocks. Which, speaking of the other blocks, you can actually camouflage them. So you don't actually have to see them. But we only have that rule door controller, auto close, 5 seconds. Is cool, simple. Door number 2. This is using a keypad. And for this one, we are going to use a global keypad. So if we go back here to the security module, you can see I have this test 1. This is the ID of it. So you can see test 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I go over here and it says scan the device, you have to do it from the side. It's scanned. You click once, it detects the keypads. It'll ask for a global or local password. For this one, we're going to use global. If you were to do local, it would just ask you for a PIN that you need to enter, 4 digits. But I'm going to use global. It's going to ask for the key, which right here, it's test 1. So test 1. Enter. Nickname the door. This one is going to be just reg door keypad. Door type is going to be also door roll door. This is the roll door controller, also could be camouflaged if you wanted. Scan it. Click. Auto close. 5 is cool. Start. There were errors. Ah. That's easy. In order to not get the error, you need to have at least one magnetic card reader plugged into the system. That's not what I wanted. I want control. There we go. Now it should run fine. And you can see I have my RFID reader. It lets me in. Walk away. It'll start going down after a little bit. You can see it's not the most responsive thing. It's just the limitations of the system. And here we have the keypad reader. So if I enter 1111, nope, 1, 2, 3, 4, it lets me in. And that was just me entering this area of here. That was a long one. You can see if I was to go out of range by a bit and then come back in, nothing happens. There's a certain delay of how long you leave the space to where it'll actually shut again. This is just so that, let's say you walk by quickly, beep beep, it goes up a little and then shuts again. It's to kind of provide some time to leave it open. The difference with RFID readers is that they don't actually toggle open. They only open as long as you're in range, and then they'll close as soon as you leave. Magnetic card readers do work on doors with RFID readers, so you can have both of them if you really want. So yeah, there's that. And then lastly, we're going to get to a little bit more advanced configuration. This is going to be not using the auto installer. This is just going to be using whatever there is there. So we can now just wipe these doors. We're only going to have one door, so it's going to be a single door. We'll name it single. We'll leave everything unidentified because we're going to do it all on there. Apart from one, we're going to do the passes. So is cool is once again going to be, this one is going to be a regular base pass. So we'll actually go to access level. We'll add access level 1 as an add pass. Add passes are basically passes that you can link to a base pass. What this means is that on top of having the base pass, you also require all the add passes that are linked to it. So now you can see that all 3 of these have shown up in this drop down over here. If I go is cool and switch it to a base pass, I'm going to make this require a level 1 because you're cool enough that you don't need it. You can see over here, is cool is now over here. Is cool doesn't require any other data. because you can see out here, access level requires a level 1, 3, and 5. Over here we have this one which has one add pass linked to it. If I was to go to here, simple string, which is this one's going to be high. It's going to be a base pass, and it's going to require a 3. There we go. Simple string requires that. Passed key is also a string, I believe. I could go back here just to verify. Yep, passed key is 2. This one I'm going to make, let's see. Passed key, I'm going to make this also high, for simplicity's sake. Base pass, this one is going to require a level 5. Except I forgot it, which is how you edit passes. You can click edit, it passes all data back into here, so you can actually modify it. There we go. Pass key, high. For this last one, we're going to make it a reject pass. So if you have simple string, no, reject. This means if you have this pass, no matter if you fit any of these parameters, you're still not allowed in. So, simple string, no. Of course, if you have staff, we're going to make that supreme. You can get in no matter what. There we go. Now we can export the door. I need to actually grab this drive, put it in here, go to mount. This drive is 3BB right here. Home, open, finish. Finish exporting the door. Grab the drive. There we go. Now you can run back here. I'm going to restart it. Let it start up. Run finish. This time we're not going to use the accelerated door setup. We're going to wait for it to run. Would you like to use the simple pass setup or new advanced one? We're going to go advanced even though we aren't going to actually be using this pass setup. Door type. It's a door controller. So if I go door controller, it doesn't ask you to input the UID, but why is that? Well, since I only set up one door on here, it's going to automatically assume that you're setting up a single door system. So, since I asked for a roll door control, it'll search for all available door control stuff on the cable line, and it'll add all of that to the system. So every single thing should be automatically set up. So I'm going to set it to 0, 5 seconds. Door passes have already been preset, all done with the installer. It didn't even ask for the readers. But now it should work. But it's saying access is denied. That's because if we go over here, I have is cool, and my access level is 1. Actually, I'm not sure why it's not working. Perhaps I never updated it? Nope. Oh, it should just say right here. Oh, I'm not linked to biometrics. That would probably be why. Let me link myself quickly. There we go. Now I'm linked to biometrics. There. So you can see now the biometrics work. So if I was to lower the access level by 1, oh no, now I can't go in. Swap those, so I'm level 1. There you go. Doesn't work. I'm going to up it to 3. This alone will not work either. Now if I put into simple string, if I put high here, because remember that's the one that it requires both high and a level 3. Now it lets you work. Now it lets you in. But if I'm, for instance, here, 5 high, if I add that in, and set, just to make sure, verify high on there works. Yep, I'm level 5, and this has high inside of it. So that lets me in. But if this is marked as no, because remember, this is the reject pass, now if I go, it doesn't let me in. And all of this is shown here too. So I was allowed by base var is cool. These are all the times where I tried when I didn't have access. Base var simple string, passed key, all good. But here, denied because var simple string is rejected. I was rejected. But if I have staff, now, even if I didn't have this set, staff should still let me in. But since I have it set manually, if I click, I should be allowed in. We can verify that this works by checking is cool is disabled. So if I go to here, it should still work. Because I have staff. Access granted due to staff. Even though I didn't set it up here, staff lets you into any door. So that is... Oh, I'm let in. Alright. So that is all of the door setup done. That was a pain. That probably took me a couple hours. I might be late to my thing I'm going to, too. So, barely got this done in time. Let's see if I can get the video out soon. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this helped a little bit. I know my brain's fried. I hope I can edit this in a way which doesn't make you confused, because I had a lot of coding I had to do. So, yep. I forgot what next video is going to be, so I will probably put it inside right on the screen what the next video is going to be. So,